Hey friends, welcome to your week 21 practice. This is a restorative, stretchy, gentle practice in preparation for sleep. And I really recommend that you follow it up with a meditation of this week as well for insomnia. That being said, let's get whatever props we need. I would have a pillow or a bolster, a couple of blocks or something that will build the ground up to you. And then bonus points if you have a chair or a desk or something you can kind of lean forward onto. And we're gonna get started standing. We'll kind of get started up higher and then ground down lower as practice goes on. So come to Tadasana, mountain pose at the top of your mat. Feel your feet grounding down. Close your eyes and rest your arms by your sides. And as you inhale, feel your spine elongate and the crown of your head grow taller. As you exhale, feel that anchoring into the steadiness underneath your feet. One more breath here. As you exhale, you can open your eyes. Walk your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance. Bend your knees generously, and we're going to take an Uttanasana, forward fold. If you want, right away we can start using props. So you can place the bolster on tops of your thighs. And make sure you bring enough width and space in your body for your baby. So my chest is resting against the bolster, and then the bolster is on tops of my knees and thighs. Let your head hang heavy, and your shoulders drop. I'm not trying to achieve the greatest stretch here by any means. We're just relaxing today. You might want to place your fingertips on the mat or on blocks underneath your hands, something again to help you with that sensation of being here, present on the mat, in this moment, in this body. You could also slide your hands underneath your feet. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, gently release and let go of any props you were using. And we'll take a couple rounds of just spinal rolls, coming up to a standing position and gently folding your body back down, loosening up through the spine, finding that intuitive, embodied movement that doesn't care what you look like. Just let it feel good. And bring the energy notch, bring the energy meter down a couple notches. And bring the speed down. Good. If you have that chair, bring it right in front of your body. And we're going to walk our hands forward onto it, walk our feet back, and let our chest and belly hang in the middle. So this time, keep a nice straight spine instead of rounding down. Really send the weight back into your heels. Reach back through your glutes. And then breathe into the sides of the waist and armpits. Maybe shake your head side to side. 3 more breaths, really emphasizing that length. So growing long through the sit bones behind you, tractioning out the spine, and then pulling forward through the crown of the head. Good, walk back to your chair. Bring your feet even wider than the mat. So wide legged stance, and we'll take a fold here. And I'm going to drape my forearms onto my chair and rest my forehead there. It all kind of depends on the height of your props. You could also stack some blocks and a bolster on top of that. And that might allow you to rest your head and your forearms here. And now sending breath into the pelvic floor and the inner thighs. Softening through the throat and the jaw and the neck. You might roll your forehead from side to side for a little bit of a massage. Or you could bring your fingers to the back of your skull, right underneath that big bone where these muscles, the occipitals, lie. And give yourself a little massage here. One more breath. Gently unwind. Move your props, come back to stand at the top of your mat. And we're gonna take a triangle pose, Trikonasana. Step your right leg back. Point your toes out at an angle. Reach your left hand forward, and then drop it down onto a block or onto your shin, or onto the mat if you reach. From here, peel your right shoulder open, expand across your collarbones. Don't worry so much about the alignment. Maybe just keep a tiny micro bend in your left knee. Today, just focus on soft elongation, and then grounding down with whatever is touching the mat or touching your body. If you wanted, you could wrap your right arm back behind you and take a half bind. Let your left ear drop to your left shoulder, if that feels okay on your neck. Good. Release your right hand and your right knee to the mat, pivoting on the ball of your right toes, and then stretch your left leg long behind you as you open your pelvis to the left. We're in this stargazer or modified side plank. And now reach your left arm overhead. You could find that chair if you wanted something to rest it onto. If not, just find whatever is comfortable for you. Gentle engagement of the core and the glutes. So we're not arching through the low back, but we're reaching long from left pinky toe all along the lateral side of our body through the left pinky finger. Good. Sit down onto your right hip. The sole of your right foot is on the inner seam of your left thigh, and then stretch right arm up and over towards your left big toe. It might not reach. Give your belly plenty of space to breathe. So don't worry so much about compressing and getting the full alignment of the stretch. Instead, you could think about pushing your left elbow into your left thigh and opening up more. Gaze can be up towards the sky to encourage that expansion. If that's not comfortable in any way, find something that is. You could also prop a bolster so you could rest your left arm there. Lift back up through center. Ground down through your right knee and your right hand. We're finding our dropped modified side plank again. So press hips forward, reach left fingertips forward. Right knee is in the center of the mat. Good, and then step your left foot to the top. From here, we're taking a lizard lunge. Right knee is released down. Gentle flossing of the hips forward and back. And if you're ready, you could plant your right hand and backstroke your left arm as you curl right heel into glute and capture the foot. You could plug left big toe in or roll onto the pinky toe side. Again, we're not so worried about alignment today. Just listen to your body, find something relaxing. And if you feel any pain in your low back, your SI joint, your hips, back off of the stretch. A couple more breaths here. Gently release your back foot. Straighten your right leg. We're gonna roll down onto our right hip. So our left toes are now pivoting over to face the left long side of the mat. We're in a side seal shape. So nice side opener for the right waist and for the left hip here. Option to push left hand against left knee. An option to drop right ear to right shoulder. Lengthen the space between each rib by pressing your breath into the right lung. Good, roll all the way onto your bottom. So we're now facing the back of the mat. We'll take a half Gomukhasana. So our left knee is stacked on top of our right leg is extended long. Inhale for a tall spine. And then exhale for a gentle fold. Again, we're not trying to really compress. We want to leave enough room for baby here. And we don't want to overstretch the right hamstring. So a gentle lean forward onto a bolster is perfect. Come to sit back up. We are going to unravel to the top of the mat, planting both hands and stepping back to a downward facing dog, but a really mellow one. Bend your knees as much as you need. Keep your body safe, but don't worry about pressing out or engaging too much. Good, drop your knees to the mat. A couple rounds of cat-cow. Inhale to drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your chest, and pull your heart through your shoulders. Exhale to tuck chin to chest, round your pubic bone up towards your navel, and press out through the back of the heart. Inhale into your cow. Exhale, find cat. Move with your breath. Find some exploration, shifting side to side or taking barrel rolls. Maybe baby spinal waves, moving from an active child's pose where your toes are tucked and your hips are on your heels. On an inhale, you could roll forward into that rounded spine. And exhale, untuck your pelvis, glide back. Lots of options, or find stillness. And then on your next exhale, downward facing dog. Just a breath to land. And then slowly walk your feet to the top of the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale to find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And slow roll up your spine, come to stand. Other side, step your left foot back into Trikonasana. Triangle pose, they're at an angle through your left foot. Reach your right hand forward and then drop it down onto your shin or onto a block on the inside of your right foot. Stretch left arm up to the sky, overhead if you're feeling really open. Or option to take half bind behind your back. I like to release my right ear to my right shoulder. Just a gentle scoop of your right sit bone underneath your body. And each breath in grows that length from your right hip crease through your right armpit. Unwind, left hand and left knee to the mat. Drop down, kickstand your left foot out, and then extend right leg long into our modified side plank. Reach right arm open. And then overhead, you could rest it onto something or just stretch long through your fingertips. Engage your core to pull pelvis under and glutes to press hips forward. One more breath in, find some length. Exhale, sit down onto your left hip. Right leg is extended to the back of the mat. Both sides of your pelvis are grounded. And then reach up and over to the right with your left arm. Find that side body stretch. I'm gonna place a bolster on my right thigh for my right elbow to rest on. Create space here in the front of the body for your baby. And then create space into the left side of the rib cage for your breath. Breathe in, Breathe out to plant left hand at the front of the mat. Turn your body to face forward. And then we're gonna step our right foot to the top of the mat. Option for a block underneath your left hand. And floss your hips a few times from a low lunge to a half splits. Eventually, with a slight engagement of your glutes, drop your hips low with option for a twisted lizard lunge, curling left heel into glute and reaching back with your right arm. Find where you can release a little bit. Gently let go of your back foot. Lay all the way down onto your left hip. And then right toes pivot over to the right. So we're in our side seal. Lengthening from left hip to left armpit, dropping left ear to shoulder. And then maybe pressing out through the right knee for an outer hip stretch. Inhale, and exhale, roll onto both hips so we're facing the back of the mat. Half Gomukhasana legs, left leg is extended, right knee is stacked on top of left. Inhale for some length, then exhale, really gentle fold. Come back through center, unwind over to the left, planting both hands and both feet. Step right foot back, downward facing dog. Just 3 breaths here. Good, turn your toes out and your heels in. Walk your hands back into Malasana, yogi squat, dropping hips inside of your heels. Always have the option to sit onto something. And actually, let's all sit. If you have the bolster, go ahead and sit onto it today. Really starting to move into this place of rest and less contraction. Close your eyes, press your elbows into your knees gently. Maybe rest your chin on your fingers. Think about sending breath down into your pelvic bowl, softening the low back space. Take an easy twist to the right. Plant your right fingertips on the bolster behind you. Bring left hand to the right knee. And our belly button is still facing forward. We're just peeling open through the right shoulder. And Switch it out, twist over to the left hand behind, right hand to left knee. Left hip shoots forward, but right shoulder draws back. Come back through center. Stay seated on your bolster, maybe just shimmy to the front of it. We're gonna take an easy Sukhasana, crossing right shin in front of left. Inhale here. Exhale, walk your fingertips forward. Lots of room for your belly, but just finding a nice hip opening. Really feel your points of contact with the mat. So feel your fingertips and the palms of your hands grounding. Feel your pelvis sink into the bolster. Gently walk back up and we'll switch legs. Left shin in front. Inhale first. And then exhale, walk your fingertips forward. Good. When you're ready, we are going to find our final resting pose. And I'm going to take a supported bridge. So I'm going to take the bolster out from underneath my bottom. If that doesn't feel good for you, if you don't like being kind of on your back body, take a side lying Shavasana. Otherwise, let's slide the bolster underneath our sacrum. So just below our low back. Release shoulder blades down, back of your head down. I like to bring my feet out wide and let my knees come into touch. And let's place our hands on our bellies. And close your eyes and center yourself here into this place of rest and connection. Unwinding yourself, unwinding any tension that you feel in yourself so that we create more space for us and for our babies. More space for rest and sleep. More space for overall softness and gentleness. I'm going to leave us here, and I really encourage following up with a meditation if you're in a place where you'd like to move into sleep. Thank you for practicing with me, and I'll see you next time.